and then they intend to start
Are we
all
going
over
to
again.
see? Are we going to see in the U.S. and around the world rioting, and are people going to direct their anger at the people responsible, the bankers and this sort of people? Is this what's going to happen? And are we going to end up with massive civil unrest in the next 2 to 5 years?
Overall, the answer is yes. And an indication of that, there was been an article in the newspaper, and what it said was that the people at Goldman Sachs are arming themselves. So that answers your question.
I can't see a banker arming himself very well when he's going up against some American citizen who's just lost everything. I don't care what people think, but if somebody has nothing to lose, he's lost everything, that's a desperate person. That's someone you don't want to come up against. Now, to subscribe to the International Forecaster, give yourself or somebody you care about a Christmas present that's going to keep giving twice a week, every month of the year. Subscribe to the International Forecaster. It'll be the best money you've spent. 877-479-8178. Let's do that again. 877-479-8178. We'll give it to you before the program's over because I know you want to subscribe if you aren't already. Or go up to www. and put the word "the" in front of it, theinternationalforecaster.com. You'll get the latest issue free, no charge. Look it over. Take it around the block. Try it out. See if it isn't the most informative newsletter that you have had in your hands, period. And subscribe. Go to theinternationalforecaster.com or call 877. Get your pencil out. It's free. 877-479-8178. 877-479-8178. You know you've been wanting to. Now's the time to do it. Go to theinternationalforecaster.com or call 877-479-8178. Mr. Chapman, this has been an incredible ride that we've been on, and you're saying it's only going to get worse. China, factory outputs up 19.2%, exports are off 1.2%, imports are up, and car sales increasing 98%. China's now going to become the leading car manufacturing country in the world, isn't it?
That's true, and the reason for those explosive figures is that starting in February, they rammed $1.8 trillion into the economy, and the Chinese have gone berserk. They're spending money like there's no tomorrow, and the stock market has gone crazy, and the prices for real estate have gone mad. And just this morning, they started to withdraw balances from the banks out of circulation. They're getting scared. And at the same time, as we move toward the end of next year, you're going to see the yuan, which they're not going to be able to hold down, move from 6.4 to 8 and against the U.S. dollar. And that's going to be hurtful as far as exports are concerned. Exports 3 months ago were off 45%. Now they're off 1%. We're having a little hiatus in the Western economies, which is ending in Europe right now, a hiatus to the upside. And Europe's starting to come down. If you look at the figures which we're going to have on Saturday in the International Forecaster, you'll see them all laid out for you. So Europe's starting to turn back down. And the U.S., without a stimulus package, next February, March, April will start to turn down. And the problems will grow even larger as they go forward. And so...
More when we get back with Robert Chapman, the International Forecaster. Talking with Robert Chapman, the International Forecaster. And one of the more comical, and I'm going to say comical stories of 2009 is the story of ClimateGate. Everywhere that you go, across the U.S., across Canada, we're having record cold. And they're talking about Well, now it's climate change because they really can't use the term global warming. People look at you and say, we've got global warming. Oh, good, great, let's have a little more of it. We're freezing our butts off. Give us a little more global warming. But the fact of the matter is we found that the figures that they've used were all lies. A lot of us thought that all along. The models that they used are all lies. They want to take the Academy Award back from Al Gore. The entire climate thing is nothing but an effort to get an international taxation of the countries, international taxation being fostered by Maurice Strong and being fostered by Al Gore because they control the outfits. And they're still talking about cap and trade. And Hillary Clinton's over there with a bucket full of billions of dollars to put into this. Now, excuse me, Mr. Chapman, when they come out and they verified that the science behind this is all bogus, what are they even talking about over there in Copenhagen?
Well, they're talking about who's going to pay how much taxes, how much money is going to be spent in the third world, and the majority of the people there are third world. And, of course, when you have a democracy like that, you have mob rule. The United States just committed itself to $1 billion to plant trees in the third world. They did that yesterday. And in total, it would be $3.5 billion used to plant trees. And then we have organizations like the Optimum Population Trust. And what they're going to do is make sure very few people have children. And the trust is looking for people to offset their carbon footprint. And they want them to make online payments to support family planning in the poor countries. And it's a new version of what I call indulgences, which used to be sold by the church during the 1400s, which would take you straight to heaven. And the more money you put in, the quicker you got there. And I think that this is nothing more than an effort to eliminate children in the third world in total.
Oh, absolutely. There's no question about it. And it doesn't take you, these indulgences don't take you straight to heaven. They take you straight south. That's the difference between that. 1 in 5 who took out student loans defaulted within 3 years of leaving school. 1 in 5. Incredible. We have lost, to a large degree, any accountability in this country. The bull run on government bonds, that's over. A lot of people thought bonds was a safe place to go. No longer is it, Mr. Chapman.